tell me, Erica, what was your reaction to your positive result?
To be quite honest with you, when I just heard, I laughed. My name is Erica Wright-Silas. I am 38 years old, mother of 2 adults, and living in Spanish Town. Yes.
When and why did you decide to get tested for HIV?
It was, well, I wasn't ill or anything, but being a conscious female, knowing that I have children, so, you know, at some point along the line, I would have had unprotected sex. So I saw this free bus, Bashy Bus they call it, giving testings and stuff. So I decided to just, you know, go ahead and get tested.
And which year was that?
2006, in April to be exact, 2006.
What stage were you at the point of diagnosis?
When I got my results back, and they normally tell you after you do the free one to go ahead to get to the clinic and do an official one to find out if it's really so. When they do the official one and they check what we call a viral load, I was 80 something full blown is what it would be called, full blown, like really long gone.
And how old were your children at that time?
Hi, that's gonna take some math.
Alrighty, so we'll get back to that. But tell me, Erica, what was your reaction to your positive result?
To be quite honest with you, when I just heard, I laughed. And the nurses were quite shocked because it's a kind of sad moment is what they would call it. But the reason why I laughed, I said to them, when you're living in sin, anything is likely to happen. You could have told me I had cancer, you could have told me my mother died, you could have told me anything. So the fact that I have had unprotected sex, it's quite likely that I could have contracted something. So I just laughed it off. Yeah.
But I'm sure that it would have taken some amount of getting used to. So how did you come to terms with the fact that you had AIDS?
It took a while to come to terms. It took a while. One, I know for sure I gave up on living. I was just sitting, and I stayed in my room. I stayed in my room for a good about a month or 2. And the only thing that got me out was my little sister invited me to church. Yeah, I stayed in my room for about a month or 2 because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to hold any vengeance. I know exactly where it came from. So I'm just going to stay here until I die. I don't believe in committing suicide, so I'm not going to try to do something to kill myself, but I ceased from living. I just ceased from living. I literally stayed inside, ate what I could. The medications weren't working for me. They poisoned me. Some of them were very, very poisonous to me. They call it allergic reactions. I call it poison because I became a zombie. My skin was a royal mess. So yeah, I just laid there, gave up on life, just waiting to die.
Wow.
Yeah, just
and at that time, what kind of medication were you taking and how frequent were you taking those medications?
I promise you, after so many years, all I can remember is that it was 13 pills for the day, but it was different types of pills. I don't recall the names of those because it was about 3 or 4 different medications combined. Some you had to keep them on the refrigerator, and some of them they just kept at room temperature. I honestly don't remember the names of those, but I started out pretty rocky. It was horrible.
You mentioned allergic reaction to some of the medication, but did you have any symptoms that were directly related to your diagnosis?
No. Why I said that is, like I said, I didn't have the slightest idea like something could possibly be wrong, you know, like I wasn't having any sickness, anything at all. I just took the test because it was there and made available. So it's not like I was ill, it's not like I was feeling any, so probably I would have gone another 2-3 years and still not know yet, right? So I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything, and all the things that were on my skin, because as soon as they changed my medication, those were cleared up. Those were cleared up. It took a while because the spots kind of remained, but yeah, I didn't have them any longer. So I knew it was the allergic reactions to the different medications and so on and so forth. So I can't say I ever had any, though down the line, about, that was 2006, about 2009, 2010, kind of hit a rough patch, and I stopped taking all my medications. And at that time now, when it started to get, because it got better, but then now we like to refer to the drugs as very unforgiving, which means if you stop taking it, when you are ready to get back on it, it won't work for you. It won't work. And so I'd stopped taking mine for a good little while, and just in a phase, and I started having something like, I don't know what to liken it onto, if it's chicken pox or if it is what the other one named, scabies or whatever, but they were bumps that were very visible, very ugly, scratch. They itch a lot, and once you start scratching them, your skin start rubbing off, and you were just a nice walking zombie. I had gotten to that point back in, I think about 2009, 2010, before I met my current doctor that I'm still seeing now. And she, as you can see, moved from a thorn to a rose. So she has been taking care of me very, very well. And all those times I was like, the viral load count, like I said, it was in the 80s, and it gradually came up to the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and for the past over 5 to 6 years, I've been at an undetectable state. An undetectable, meaning, yes, it will still show in the results if you take the results and stuff, but it's not as easily transferred, to pass it on. I can actually have a family. I can have a family without infecting my husband or my child. I can actually reach a stage where I can actually breastfeed without infecting the child. Not that it's something I'm going to jump into anytime soon, but but yes. And speaking on that, yes.
Let's backtrack a bit. Your diagnosis, who was the first person you shared those results with?
As a matter of fact, I shared with a girlfriend of mine. She was she still is, not was, she still is my very, very good friend. Very, very good friend. Out of panic. Out of panic, because I was a family friend living at home with them and stuff before moving to the parish where I found out. I called her and I guess what happened? And so I told her, and she panic, run. She told her mother. Her mother told the neighbor. And so I'm from one of the inner city communities, born and raised. And you don't want the inner city to get your business. But my business was the headline. Right, it became the headline, and so that without me being aware. And so my girlfriend, she called me and she was in tears. She was like, and she started calling me and she's like, "You're going to hit me, you're going to hit me, you're going to hit me." I'm like, what's wrong? Like, there's nothing under the sun for me to hate you about. Nothing you can do for me, Melissa. So what happened? And then she proceeded to tell me that she told her mother told the neighbor, and it went. And I said to her, don't worry about it, because it makes it better for me. Because when I get back home to my community, I'm not the type of person who is going to be like, you have to deal with me. Yeah. Worse, I understand the lack of knowledge can, make it worse on persons. So therefore, I'm not going to run up in a person. You get what I'm saying? So when I get back to the community, I allowed people to deal with me how they want to. So who would embrace, who would hug, who would stigmatize, who would curse, who would this, who would that. At least they are aware. So there was no pretense going on. I didn't have to lock in my house and say, whoa, I wonder if anybody talking about me. I know I'm being talked about. I didn't have to, so the stress of hiding it and trying to be something that I'm not, I didn't have that stress.
Yeah.
But the stigma stress, I did have the stigma stress. But I give God thanks. Like I said, I had met the Lord quite early into the process in my giving up stage. When I was invited to church, the Lord met my heart. And that kind of gave me the will to live, the will to survive, and how to forgive persons when they did whatever they wanted to do, say all manner of things and everything. So, yeah.
Understood. Tell me about the support you received from your family and friends during the very early stages.
During the very early stages, I must tell you, all the friends that I had then are still my friends to this day. I never had a problem with them. As a matter of fact, I was the one who more withdrew and stayed in my corner because I didn't want to. If I'm a person that used to come to your house and we used to like cook together or whatever, I wouldn't just come in your space and do that. Though I know I'm fine, I'm not going to impose that on you because you're my friend. So I'm the one who would pull away. So we would keep the conversations, keep the friendship, but I wouldn't be up in their face and in their space like that. And they in return don't know how I feel or what I'm going through, and they don't want me to feel any type of way, so they would never ever raise the topic. I mean, like, it was about like some 8 to 10 years into my diagnosis before some of them actually be like, so what is it like? So you still have like cycles, menstrual cycles? Do you have feelings? You think you would get married? You think you would date? And so on and so forth. So till even when I got into any relationship, they'd be like, so how you feel and stuff, because it was a shocker to them. They've never had a hands-on person, you know, and like I said, they never wanted me to feel any type of way so they would never ever raise the topic, even when they had questions, you know. So that was that. And then for family, my family were quite fine. They were quite supportive. They were very much supportive. I'm not going to tell you that I don't have some mean ones who would take it, tell you, get in a plain language, they would take it, tell you, but it was never, and I can't say I was pushed aside, ridiculed, cast down, whatever. I can't say I've faced that to that strong extent.
You mentioned stigma earlier. How did you respond to that?
Like I said, my heart was healed from the inside via salvation. That is what helped me to get over the stigma. But I can tell you, it no feel good. It no feel good. When people thinking that they can't sit on the same chair with you, it no feel good. When people look at you and be like, and you're going like you're nice, it no feel good. When persons make certain reference to you, like just a little small thing. When you go to share a house with someone, and these persons, they don't know yet, you haven't gotten a chance to tell them yet, but these persons know. And then these persons are going to come and say to these other persons over here, just let everybody know that they're supposed to use a lot of bleach and thing when they're tidying up, because we don't want her to feel left out, but we want the place to sanitize every time she uses it. That rough, that hot, it hot. But again, I smile because I thank God for grace. I thank God for grace. I tell anybody, meeting the Lord at a very early stage in this journey has kept my mind. It has kept my mind, because I've seen opportunities where my mind was not going to stay at all. But God. I can't tell you that. But God. My life is a but God story. So, yeah.
So, at the point of diagnosis, you were a mother of 2 children.
I was a mother of 2. today in 2022, my children are 21 and 23. So back in 2006, praise the Lord. Please do the math for that.
All right. Yeah, so my question to you, how did you navigate intimate relationships?
I haven't had that much since, but for me, if I'm not too interested in a guy and he's becoming very pesty, I'll be like, can you handle somebody living with HIV? I'll use it as a little curse. Really mean, Lord, sorry. But then if I really like the person, and I see that there's a potential there, I would like raise a topic in different kind of discussions, you know, we'd like be out or whatever, and we start talking, and I'm like, tell me something, I want to ask you something health-wise. What do you think about AIDS? What do you think about different STIs? What do you think about cancer? What do you think about, and I'd bring up different kind of life-threatening diseases, and then at the end of us discussing, and then I would educate the person about this one, this thing or that thing and whatever, but they don't know where I'm going yet. And so I like to ask the question, if I were living with any of those, which one do you think you could live with, and which one you definitely could not deal with? And that would kind of like tell me where to go with this person. Mind you, at this time, we're not being intimate or anything, so they don't have anything to worry about, you know, but I want to get a feel of this person, because that's how I'm going to know, test the waters to see, could you handle such a thing? Because I'm not going to impose it on you.
You recently got married? Tell me about that journey.
I like to call him Baba. My Baba. Well, out of, I like to call it idle, because I had nothing doing. I was actually going through a little heartbreak. And so you know, these pop-up things pop up on your phone, online dating stuff and whatnot. I don't believe in online dating. Jesus, but I take that back now. And so I made a profile, and you would not believe what I wrote on there. I literally wrote, mother of two, no nonsense person walking around with a death sentence. If you're not interested in marriage, please do not contact me. Yeah. So now I know if a person contacts, it means they've read the profile and they want to know what the death sentence is. And if you really want to know what the death sentence is, then you must have an open mind to either stay or leave. Up to you, but you're gonna know. All right, so I saw this this gentleman. We're both in our 30s, but his 30 is younger than mine. Right, so I'm like, young people, they don't know what they want. I'm not in for that game, no. But he was a Nigerian. He's a Nigerian, and but so being as I wasn't interested in anybody, but I just wanted to see what it would look like, you know, talking to persons that you don't know and whatever. And so when he said hi, I just said hi, and we chit-chat a little bit and whatever, and I told him straight, look, I'm not interested in anybody, but I don't have a problem responding to your messages and stuff. And we went on and on and on, and one day he asked, please, this is his words, please permit me to have your number, I can call you on WhatsApp. So I have two phones. So of course I gave him the one that is not my primary number, because I don't know you, so I need to can block you at any point. So I gave him the less official one and stuff, and we started talking, and believe me, the first video call he made, I said to him, I need to tell you something, because if you're going to be interested in me, you need to know something. And I asked him, did you read my profile? Did you understand it? And he said, yeah, he read it, but he don't quite understand. So I said, all right, this is it. I've been diagnosed HIV positive for the past, and I told him the years, I don't remember, it's around 2006, help me with the math. And I told him, and his response was, okay, I guess we just need to find a good doctor so they can tell us how to have a family safely. Ooh. What else you want, Abby? What else do you want to hear? So anyways, that was that. And I still didn't study him too much because like I said, I wasn't too interested, in a relationship, especially a long distance one. I'm not going to no foreign, no. It's not going to work. So anyways, the more we talked, it's like talking to myself. And then we found out we're born the same month as well, make it sweeter. So the same ambitions, the only thing we have that is not the same is same gender and is negative and positive. But oh gosh man, jeez. Anyways, long story short, we met in late March. By July, I was on a flight to Nigeria.
Wow.
We got married in August this year. Counting down the days for my next trip. So, yes, that is the story of my Baba.
And so, are you thinking of now starting a family?
Oh, yes.
Well, extending your family, I should say, but
yes.
starting with him.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. I've already asked my children, please do not turn me into a grandmother yet, because we need to add another one to the pot.
And tell me, what's your health status now?
To date, I am undetectable. I'm undetectable, and thank God for my healthcare personnel. Oh gosh, if no one knows about JASL, that's Jamaica AIDS Support for Life, acronym JASL. If you're anywhere at all and you can get to a JASL, they'll be good for us. They're good for us because I like to refer to them as a holistic care center. Like they take care of us holistically. Like my appointments, I used to go to doctor like once a month, then it moved to every 3 months. No, I'm a consistent every 6 months. And the only reason why they put it to 6 months and not a year is just out of duty. Because if I don't see them for a year, they know I'm fine because they check up on you when you go in. Every test, you name the tests that are to be done, we get them done. They take care of us holistically. Pandemic, drought, something is coming up, they'll check up on us. They'll find out who might need some food stuff. They give that.
So wait, when you say testing outside of their primary duty,
for example, let's say me, every 6 months, I get my pap smear, mammogram, the everything. I don't even know some of those test names. The cholesterol test, the different blood works, everything. If my doctor don't, when she's checking my file, and she's like, Erica, when was the last time you did such? Come, you're due. I don't even remember I'm due. She reminds me I'm due. Come, let's get it done. So they literally take care of you as a person, and not only in your health, but even as an individual. For example, I work with media. I am my own boss now. I have a media company, and my certificate to the Media Technology Institute was funded by that same health organization.
Oh, okay.
Same JASL, yeah. They were the ones they partnered with whoever they're supposed to partner with, and they literally gave me the money, pay for my certificate course. Today I have a beautiful contract with a beautiful place. Awesome. I tell you, I'm quite fine because of them. So yes, I must give credit to JASL.
Tell me, Erica, what has led you to be so open about your experience with AIDS?
What had led me to become this open? I want people to be able to be comfortable, and I want to be able to tell people freely that life does not end because you have contracted the AIDS virus. The life does not end. With proper care, obedience, and a will to live, you go a far way. You can go a very far way. You can actually live the longevity of life that God had ordained for you, right? You just need to be obedient to your doctors, obedient to your pharmacist, and just have that will to live. The will to live is very important because society will kill you faster than you think. Because I may not have experienced the dire weight of all the stigmatism because I said my heart was healed from the inside. So I didn't carry it, but I faced stigmatism. When I say heart healed from salvation, via salvation, but I faced stigmatism and it was never, ever nice. Never nice. Never nice. So that's why I became so open, because I want people to be able to relate to me and be comfortable. It's an opportunity for me in the sense that I like giving of myself to people. And when I serve you holistically. And so if I can serve you in this manner and you already know all the package that I come with, it makes it easier for me to serve you, because then I don't have to wonder, oh, I wonder if they hear this, how they're going to feel, how they're going to this, how they're going to that. So it's my blessing too. I'm quite fine, my darling.
And lastly, if you could
Yes.
say in one sentence, today's being observed as World AIDS Day, what's your word to Jamaicans?
Know your status. Don't be afraid of your status. The earlier you know, the better for you. Obey the rules that are set in place. It helps. It really helps.